Hi everybody, just wanted to go through how I produce my support and resistance zones for futures and forex. So I always go down to up to the hourly time frame really, because I'm going to be trading off 3, 5, or even 15-minute time frame. So I want to see intraday, and the hourly time frame is how I frame my chart. I'm going to be doing lots of examples of this because it doesn't matter which trading strategy or indicator you're using, you still need to frame your chart. This is so important. You can try and buy these indicators that put these support and resistance levels in, but in reality, you need to be pretty confident on that framing of the chart, of that support and resistance zone, a zone of price where reactions happen, where decisions are made. So I've put these on and I'm just going to concentrate on one of them. But one of the things that you need to do once you've put your zone on, if you click on the cog here on TradingView, you want to send it out about 1,000 bars or something like that, all the way out there. So, these zones will come into play in the future, and that's what it's all about. It's about framing your chart. You don't want to be selling into support or buying into resistance. So very simply, just click on the cog, go down to the bottom there, extend it out for about 1,000 bars here, and so on and so forth. So what I want to do is I want to teach you how I look for putting these zones in. I'm going to use one particular. So it's a zone of price. So there's always slippage. It's not just slippage in brokers. It's slippage in people making decisions, in traders, and also bots making decisions. So one of the things I first like to do is, it's almost like, I'm an ex-engineer. It's like the line of best fit, if you like. But what I'm looking for is to define the top and the bottom of the zone to begin with, and then see how many touches within the zone, and is it really a strong zone. So one of the things I like to look for is a big rejection point here. So if I zoom in, and I've just highlighted that with a yellow ellipse here, for me this price action came down and bounced off here. So that's the bottom of my zone, if you like. If I look left here, I can see that acted as resistance at this point in here. Now I want the top of my zone. So I want to look right for some more previous price action. And I've got some nice bounces and rejections here and here, exactly the same price. That defines the top of my zone, okay? So then when I zoom out, and I'm going back to last August, okay? This is January 2021. I can actually see now this zone is really strong. So I'm just going to draw some ellipses in here. Okay, here, very strong. Comes into the zone, bounces off, okay? And then again here. And all of these in here, really strong. I mean, this really shows you why you should have a zone, why you shouldn't be selling into that support, or if it's below, buying into that resistance, because that is going to be really strong. So what you're looking to do is trade between these zones. So this framing of the chart with linear support and resistance zones, those horizontal support and resistance zones, are really critical. We can go one up as well. You see how I define the top of the zone with this particular rejection here, and then the bottom with these rejections here as well, okay? And we can see, if we just look left, we've got some big rejections where it comes back up into there and comes back down again. We've got all the rejections here as well. So this is good. So now we're above here. If it comes back down, you see here, we see it act as support. Okay, so this zone is another strong zone. So how does this help when we're trading? So we've got to trade, I look at 5 minute, for example. I'm going to put my XBRAD algo on there, which is my trading indicator. So again, it doesn't matter which strategy you're using. If I zoom in right now on this latest signal, 6-star sell is the highest probability trade. We're between the two zones. I've got a 6-star sell. My strategy is to sell below the low of that signal candle. All I will do is use my fib extension tool. I'll click on the stop, which is just above the pivot here. I'll click on the entry, and that will give me the risk to reward to that next support and resistance zone. So if I was to risk $1,000 right here, the potential reward is over $2,000, going into this support zone. So I've got a lot of fresh air. So now I've framed that chart. I know where my linear support and resistance zones are. I've gone up to the 60-minute time frame. I've put those on. I know those are really strong zones. I don't want to be selling into that support unless I've got enough fresh air. And with this particular strategy, I've got a 6-star sell. That's the entry here at 27,020. The stop's just above the pivot. I've got a risk to reward of over 1 to 2, probably nearly 1 to 3 here into that support zone. So no matter which strategy you're using, the framing of the charts with those linear support and resistance zones is absolutely critical. And don't get software that does that for you. Do it yourself. Understand that line of best fit. Be confident in those support and resistance zones and framing your charts. If you're a Forex trader or a futures trader and you're trading off small time frames like 5, 3 minute, even 1 minute, go to the 60-minute and frame your chart. That's the first thing you should do. Those should be on there and constantly update those. Once they're in, if, for example, silver goes much higher, you need to be looking at putting new zones in. So when I look at silver here, recent highs have been tested in my support and resistance zone. Now it's coming back to test others. So I don't need to adjust anything. But if this starts to fly and we start to get in tests on the same sort of zone up here somewhere, for example, we then start to put in new zones, okay? And we can see here, this current zone, we had a big rejection in there right now. What we're looking for on smaller time frames right now is, do we get a buy signal now? So now we've had that sell, we've come in, we've tested support, seems to be holding there. Are there buy signals on a 3-minute, on a 2-minute, whatever you're trading, whatever strategy you're trading, this support zone seems to be holding now. So you then use the strategies that you're using to look for those signals to go long. You don't just go long off the support. You wait for an accompanying signal from the strategy you're using because you know this support level is holding. So hopefully that helps. Small video. I'm doing lots of these because, to be honest, no matter which strategy you're using, you need to frame your charts just like this.